There's an extensive backup here on Highway 212, and here's why. A massive sinkhole caused by a broken water main. Henry Hagg Lake here, of course, is a major water source for Washington County, and you can see it's created by this dam. Right now, you could walk into a gun store, pass a background check, and purchase this handgun same day. But to get this suppressor, you have to pass a federal background check that could take months and pay a $200 tax. Some emotional testimony today at the Reynolds School Board meeting. District workers fighting to keep their jobs and benefits. Dozens showed up today to make their case, many of them holding buttons like this one, reading "Staff cuts hurt our kids." As for those choking hazards, there's a simple test you can do at home. If it can fit inside a toilet paper tube, it's too small for young kids. Inside the courtroom this morning, the arguments revolving mostly around one question. How do you define speech? Is a wedding cake speech? How about the dress, the hairstyle? The justice is asking today, where do you draw the line? This being the first day of summer, the Bureau of Environmental Services wants everyone to know that it's perfectly okay to do this. Congress may have dodged a bullet for now, but without a full budget, we could still see a government shutdown before the end of the year. Reporting in Washington, D.C., Casey Decker, Cairo 7 News. The latest gun control fight in Congress is not about guns themselves. Instead, it's about silencers. Lawmakers are debating a bill that could make them easier to purchase. For many people, these are the images associated with silencers. But real silencers aren't so effective. Here's what one gun sounds like without a silencer. And here's the same gun with a silencer. That's why many gun owners believe the current regulations are excessive.
You still know a gun has gone off. Depending on the caliber, you can still hear, that crack.
Right now, you could walk into a gun store, pass a background check, and purchase this handgun same day. But to get this suppressor, you have to pass a federal background check that could take months and pay a $200 tax.
It is frustrating, especially for something that doesn't even fire.
Rachel Dresser owns a gun shop in Northern Virginia.
It's like waiting a year for a trigger.
She supports the bill, which ends the tax and shortens the background check. But former ATF agent David Chipman argues the act of deregulating suppressors could change the way they're used.
Well, they are rarely used in crime because there's been regulations in place since the 1930s that do a good job.
The bill has successfully made it out of committee and will now go before the whole House of Representatives. In Washington, Casey Decker, Channel 2 Action News. There's an extensive backup here on Highway 212, and here's why. A massive sinkhole caused by a broken water main. Now, you can't see that sinkhole, it's underground, but what you can see are the repair crews still here working to fix that pipe and the road. Commuting on this highway through Damascus can be a frustrating experience on a normal day. And when a sinkhole tears a 200-foot-long crack in the road, it's far from a normal day.
Well, this morning I needed to go to Happy Valley, and I went way out and around to get there because I knew I wasn't going to get there in time.
Half the highway is shut down here as crews continue their work. But before they can even start on the road itself, they have to mend that burst pipe.
I'm hoping they get it fixed soon.
And the effects of this sinkhole aren't limited to commuters. Erica Escalante owns Arrow Coffee House nearby. She's concerned all the commotion could be driving away customers.
As a business owner, you kind of get a little terrified when you see people saying avoid the street that you're on.
But that traffic isn't the only problem she has to deal with. Because of the leaking pipe, the local water authority has issued a cautionary boil water order, adding another layer of inconvenience.
As far as drinking and consuming water, we have to make sure that it's boiled beforehand. So we've boiled a bunch of water and put it in the fridge so it will cool down so that we can make our different lemonades and teas and such.
But there is some good news. ODOT says they hope to have everything patched up by tomorrow morning. In Damascus, Casey Decker, KOIN 6 News. Yukari, the video, it can be disturbing to watch. It shows 25-year-old Bijan Gezar being shot multiple times. Today, his family is saying through their lawyer that the police need to be held accountable for what you're about to watch. Just released, this dashcam footage shows the moment U.S. Park Police shot a Virginia man in his car. That man, Bijan Gezar, died 10 days later. His family says he was unarmed when he was shot. A crash report tells us the incident began on the George Washington Parkway, where Gezar was rear-ended after he stopped suddenly. According to the other driver, Gezar then drove off. That driver called 911 and Park Police responded. They eventually tracked down Gezar's car, and that's where the chase and the video begins. Over Over the course of the chase, Gazar stopped 3 separate times. Here's time number 1. Officers jump out of the car with their guns drawn. One tries to open the door and then bangs on the window with his gun before Gazar drives off. Time number 2. Park police cut him off at this intersection. Again, they approach the car with guns drawn. This time, one officer kicks the car. Again, Gazar drives away. And finally, time number 3. He stops at another intersection. Park police pull in front and approach with guns drawn. The car pulls forward slightly and then gunshots. The car rolled forward several more times, each time police responding with gunfire. At least 9 shots in total. This is the intersection where that chase ended. Gazar's car rolled into that ditch right there after he was shot. Now today, his family's lawyers are saying the video you just watched shows the police have a lot to answer for.
It was utterly reckless, uncalled for, and not a moment was there any protocols of de-escalation.
Now, Connolly also says his many requests for information from Park Police have gone unanswered. The officers are on leave during the investigation, which has been taken over by the FBI. Angie, Yukari, back to you.